Hello.
Hi.
Pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you.
Please take a seat.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to this interview, Richard. My name is Rebecca and this is my colleague Andrew. We are both directors of this company and we will be interviewing you today for the senior manager role. Can you start off and tell me about yourself?
Well, my name's Richard and thank you very much for giving me this opportunity today to be interviewed for a senior manager's position with your organisation. I would describe myself as a high-achieving, strategically focused and commercially driven senior manager who has a track record of achievement within this industry. Now, over the years, I have led and transformed difficult teams. I have driven sales. I have implemented change and regularly achieved really difficult targets. In my last role, I managed to turn around a difficult team that had historical behavioural issues. And I achieved that goal by providing the right training to all team members, by undertaking regular performance reviews. I also empowered the senior team members to reach their full potential, and I used a style of leadership that everyone would respond to. So my key selling points include the fact that I am an energetic leader. I have the ability to motivate the most difficult of employees. I always set high expectations, and I will always support the company directors. Now, if you hire me in this senior manager position, I am confident you will see a positive return on your investment. I will help you to increase company revenue. I will always embrace change and implement it quickly to make sure that you maintain your position as a market leader within this industry.
Why do you want to be a senior manager?
I want to be a senior manager primarily because of the level of responsibility that comes with the role. I am the type of person who thrives on leading difficult teams, and I can do that due to my unique management approach and also the fact that I have high levels of confidence. And I want to be accountable at the highest level possible within an organisation. I enjoy the challenge of having multiple targets and objectives that I need to achieve. And as a senior manager, you really get to influence the key decision makers within an organisation. I believe I will get huge amounts of job satisfaction as your senior manager. And also, finally, outside of work, I have personal goals that I want to achieve. And those goals will only be able to be realised if I have the position of a senior manager.
What's the first thing you'll do in the role if we hire you?
If I get to become your senior manager, I will do 3 things when I first start working in the role. Number 1, I will obtain a thorough brief from you, the company directors, to establish the most pressing issues that require my attention. I will also determine what the strategic vision is of the company and establish what I can do to help you achieve your commercial objectives. Number 2, I will then meet with my team or department and I will observe them in action. I think it's really important when you first start working as a senior manager that you sit down and observe your key members of staff in action, because that enables you to establish their work ethics, their standards, identify the strengths and weaknesses of your team, and also determine any areas for opportunity and growth. And then number 3, I will set out my expectations. What do I want my team or department to achieve, and how are we going to achieve it? I will also delegate tasks, assign responsibilities, and then set about leading and managing the team and also motivating them towards achieving the strategic vision of the organisation.
Thank you. Why do you want to leave your current job?
My employer has been great. They've been really supportive and we've achieved many fantastic things together whilst I've been working there. However, I am now ready for a change and the step up that comes with being a senior manager. I believe I have so much more to offer. I have watched your company from afar and I've been impressed with your innovative approach and your forward-thinking style of business. I would see my long-term future here with your organisation because I think there's lots of opportunity for growth within this industry, and I believe I can help you as a senior manager to capitalise on those opportunities.
What are the most important qualities needed to be a senior manager?
So you need a diverse set of qualities in order to be a competent senior manager. You need to be commercially driven and also strategic in your approach to work. So you have to take a holistical approach to managing your team or your department. As a senior manager, you need to be a really good trainer, motivator, facilitator, and outstanding leader. So everything that happens within your team or department is your responsibility. You have to take ownership of everything. So as a senior manager, you have to be able to conduct performance reviews regularly and also delegate tasks based on team members' strengths. As I mentioned, you have to take ownership of everything. You have to make decisions that are based on data, facts, and evidence. And you also, at times, have to make unpopular decisions that are in the best interests of the organisation. You have to, at all times, sell your vision and remind your team or department of your vision and what your long-term objective is. You have to utilise an inclusive style of management that gives opportunity to all team members. You also have to recruit a diverse workforce to enable the company to achieve its goals. And you have to be able to retain staff, motivate them, and also not be afraid to promote talent through the organisation. And finally, as a senior manager, you have to have the quality of understanding the benefits of change, be able to sell the change to your team or department and also drive it through.
How would you help to scale our business as a senior manager?
So to help you scale your business, I would first of all make sure I had a plan in place of what I wanted to achieve and by when. So if I join the company, I will sit down with you, the company directors, to determine my revenue target and the time frame I would have to achieve it. I would then look for opportunities for growth within this industry, and I would determine what other high-performing organisations are doing to be successful, because at the end of the day, success leaves clues. I would then determine what our customers want. I would communicate with our customers. Could we offer them different products and services? Could we upsell to our customers to help scale the business? And more importantly, could we more effectively market existing products and services on social media to quickly increase revenue? I would also make sure my team members had the right training. I would motivate them, and I would also ask them for ideas. I would brainstorm ideas with my team members, because at the end of the day, they too have experience and they might have some good ideas to help the organisation grow. At the end of the day, your team or department must be on board for any scaling to work. Finally, I would make sure that we as an organisation prepared for success. Is the customer service infrastructure in place to deal with the increase in sales? Because you have to make sure, even though you are scaling your business, you still provide outstanding customer service. I would also make sure that I looked for ways to help the company save money too, because scaling a company is not just about increasing revenue, it's also about making sure that you are frugal with resources and supplies, because that helps you to increase profit margins.
Okay, next question. What was the last book you read?
So the last book I read was called Extreme Ownership by a former US Navy SEAL called Jocko Willink. It's a brilliant book. It's fantastic. So extreme ownership means that you learn the skill of owning everything that goes on in your world. You take responsibility for everything that happens both in your personal life and your work life too. So it's about taking responsibility for how you act, the decisions you make, and also the teams that you lead and their actions too. So you are ultimately responsible for the success or failure of your objectives. There's no room for blame. So the book again is called Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink. It's a really good book.
You're managing an important team project when 3 of your team members go off sick. They can't be replaced and the deadline can't be changed. What would you do?
So in that type of scenario, where I lost 3 members of my team and the project deadline could not be moved, I would first of all revisit my initial plan of action. I would determine whether there were other team members who could take on the additional responsibilities. I would also then seek to outsource certain tasks and responsibilities. Now, I believe a really important skill as a senior manager is outsourcing. So you can hire experts and contractors on websites such as Upwork.com. So I could hire designers, developers and marketers. And if I could outsource critical tasks from the project where possible, that would still help me to complete the project on time. I would also not be afraid to get hands-on myself. So if there were any tasks or responsibilities I could do, I would not be afraid to do them. I would see whether any project team members could work extra hours, but above all, I would make sure I would do everything to get the project finished on time without excuse and to the required standard.
Okay, Richard, to finish off, why should we hire you as a senior manager?
You should hire me for several reasons. The first reason is because I already have the skills, the qualities, the knowledge, the expertise and the experience to match the job description. You will be getting somebody who is ready-made for the senior manager role. You should also hire me because I am commercially driven. So everything I do within this role will be geared towards helping your organisation achieve your commercial and financial objectives. You should also hire me because I believe I am an outstanding leader. I take ownership of everything and I will motivate my team to make sure they deliver everything that is required on time and to exacting standards. Finally, you should hire me as your senior manager because I want to build a long-term career with your organisation. That means I will always embrace change, I will consistently add value to the organisation, and I will develop and grow as the company grows too.